Welcome back. We love wine, we love chocolate, but do you know which are a match made in heaven? Here to fill us in on the best wine pairings for your Valentine's Day meal, beverage director Kirk Peterson of Batali and Bastianisch Hospitality Group. How are you? Great to see you again.
It's a pleasure to be seen. Thank you for having me.
You are a wine expert.
So I've been told.
Yes, and Valentine's is around the corner. So let's talk about some great pairings with some food that we may be eating when we're out.
Certainly.
Let's talk about, let's say, fish.
Okay, fish. So, I mean, as I think I trumpet, from up on high on the mountain, that champagne, or sparkling wine, whatever to your preference, always a great go-to, no matter what that you're really going to be coursing, especially with lighter dishes such as fish. I've also brought along a Chateau Simon, 2012. It's a rosé from Provence. I think that people still have a little bit of a misconception that a lot of rosés are going to be on the sweet side. Look to Europe. They've been doing it for a while, especially the south of France. Phenomenal values in terms of rosé wines that pair with everything from lighter fish to even some of your heartier meats, chickens, roast pork.
Now, let's say we're at home, we forgot to chill our wine, we're having a party, or we're doing something romantic for our significant other. Is there a quick way to chill the wine?
There is. You'll notice oftentimes that in restaurants, our wines are always in ice buckets. That's because we plan ahead and we have the time. If you get caught with your pants down, so to speak, and you need to get that bottle
That's after the wine.
Ideally. The best way is really just to take the bottle of wine, wrap it in some wet paper towels, throw it into your freezer. It'll chill down like 10 minutes.
Very nice. Now, let's say you're going to pop the question to your significant other.
Okay.
And he or she is planning something romantic. What do you suggest to serve on that evening?
I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but I would probably suggest champagne if he or she says yes, and scotch if they don't.
Shelley, do you recall what you drank on the day of your proposal?
Manischewitz, unfortunately. But it worked for me.
So basically, you think champagne. That's a good go-to classic.
It's always a go-to. I mean, there's...
And even if it's a cheap garbage, it looks extravagant. So you're
does.
going to impress your lady friend if you have champagne.
Yes.
It's
he doesn't
celebratory,
do
it's sparkling.
It's
$4 chuck.
$4 check now, inflation.
Very good.
Now, let's talk about wine and chocolates.
Certainly.
And there's milk chocolate, there's white chocolate, there's dark chocolate. Is there a certain wine that pairs well with that?
Well, I mean, I would say that generally if you're going to stay on the lighter side, either like milk chocolates, chocolate mousse, or any like sort of composed item, especially if there's like a fruit element in there, it's very difficult to beat ruby port. Ruby port is an exceptional pairing. As you kind of go to a bit to the darker side, when you have some chocolate that's more extracted, has a bit of bitterness, go with Madeira. It's fantastic.
Let me ask you, can I ask
Yeah,
something?
of course.
What about a Moscato? Because I like obviously a sweet dessert wine.
Absolutely.
What would go with that?
Moscato, oftentimes Moscato is going to go more with like your, so if you had like a light angel food cake with whipped cream, something on like a bit on the lighter side, fresh fruit, something peachy.
So chocolate covered strawberry, what would you pair it with?
I would go actually with Brachetto, which is basically Moscato d'Asti's rosé cousin.
What do you like to eat, Shelley?
Well, I've sworn off meat, I'm sorry to say. So I do a lot of veggies and a lot of fish.
So a fish, though, he talked about that a little bit earlier, so he had a recommendation for that. But let's say if you are a meat eater?
Well, you can always do red wine, I suppose.
Okay, or red wine.
Yeah,
do you have a
fine.
recommendation?
Sure. I mean, lots of people love Cabernet, and I think that's fantastic. But there's a little bit. There's a broader world out there than just Cabernet Merlot and Pinot Noir. It's sort of if you only listen to 3 bands. It's important to go out there and explore. Ask your sommelier. Ask the person at your local wine shop.
And what do you have there?
Well, so this is a bottle of Cato Bosco Cuvée Prestige Franciacorta, and this is a wine that's produced in the same method as champagne, but it comes from Lombardia in Italy. And as we're talking about, I think, oftentimes romance can be a little bit about flash. Yeah. And I was going to attempt to demonstrate a very flashy way to open a bottle of sparkling wine.
Please do.
Do I need to step back?
Ideally, do I need to protect you?
Ideally, no. This will most likely work fine.
Okay.
So, important enough is there's all this foil that's going to be on top. You want to get that out of your way. And your second step is, assuming that your bottle is already very, very, very cold, is you have this little wire capsule that keeps the cork enclosed. but you'll have 2 lips. So I'm going to release it off the first lip.
Okay, we're
And then-
almost running out of time, so.
Oh, gotta do
if
this
there's-
fast because we have to sample it.
Yes, we do.
Then you find the seam of the wine, the seam of the bottle, which, as you can see, is right there. Then
Oh,
you take a knife.
step back.
This is the part I love.
Whoa! Look at you. You just speared that
And
thing.
presto.
Nice.
Oh my
Savoring.
gosh.
We'd love to try some.
You are one crazy guy.
Cheers.
Thank
There
you.
go.
I'll wait for you.
Oops. Yeah, good job.
Oh my.
And see, the fun trick about this is because the bottle is always under positive pressure, no glass gets in the wine.
That's
very nice.
amazing.
All right, cheers to you. We've got to go.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. For a great meal any time of the year, check out one of the fine Battaglia and Bastianish restaurants located inside the Venetian Palazzo. We'll be right back.